And welcome back to another episode of Goblin-Sighting D&D. I'm your DM. These are my adventurers. When last we left the Children of Neverwinter, you had prepared for a trip to the Gala in summer of House Panzaren. There was one thing that the party wanted to do before reaching there, which was figure out the whole intoxication situation. Since we brought that up, the players are pretty fascinated by that prospect of what can happen when that happens. So they asked if we could take a retroactive step back to Craftsman's Rest and try some various kinds of drinks. And I don't have a problem with that, so we did.
Well, here we are.
So you find yourselves back at Craftsman's Rest with apologies, it's about 80 degrees here with Michigan humidity, so it's feeling more like 90, so I'm a little sticky. So you come back into Craftsman's Rest. You are not meeting anyone. You are off the clock. You are free to pick up whatever alcohols you would like to attempt to buy, and we can figure out what happens from there. So what do you want to attempt to purchase first?
I would like to do the more or less classic approach of trying something superior first, because
Okay.
there's going to come a point in time where I am not going to care, potentially.
So then
like
in
to
that
enjoy
case, you would probably want to try either one of the Draconic Ales, the Cave Breath Hard Whiskey could be something you would want to try. Let's see. There is Awakened Wine. It's from a vineyard owned by a druid who cast Awaken on his vines. He claims that it creates better wine when working with the plant's input. There is Corin's Dragon Mint Mead.
I tried that.
Jotunheim's Ringelfitch Brandy. There is let's see here. Dark Smoke Bourbon. If you're looking to just get just completely screwed up really fast, you would get Black, which is a thin, translucent black liquid that tastes somewhere between salt water and acrid smoke. Burns going down, ignites the faintest rumor of a flame, but it's cheap as it comes. 2 coppers for a bottle big enough to knock out an average human.
Oh no, I'm looking for something exquisitely delicious first, and then after that, I may take something a little less refined.
Yes. So there is the things mentioned earlier. There is okay. Finnan is nursing a tankard of Belbuck. It's a translucent green spearmint beer favored by halflings. No. Sorry, there's a lot of different options here. Yeah, that's probably the higher end ones, are the Dragon Ales, and then the ones that I listed a few minutes ago.
So, I think I've not ever had a Dragon Ale before.
Okay.
And I tend to like something, I would say, on the dry-ish side, not fruity, but it can be a, ripped out and
Okay.
go back with.
So there's red draconic ale infused with cinnamon, blue draconic ale infused with prickly pear cactus, green draconic ale is just strong. Feels like clean. I mean, people say it tastes like you're drinking straight poison. Black draconic ale infused with citrus. White draconic ale is magically enchanted to stay close to the freezing temperature. Water Victor had it last time. His comment was, "It's cold."
Yeah. Yes.
Copper draconic ale is infused with ginger to make you hiccup. Bronze draconic ale is infused with coconut and pineapple. Brass draconic ale is infused with agave. Silver draconic ale is more of a cider than an ale.
Ooh.
Enchanted to be the perfect temperature for the drinker. Gold draconic ale is infused with cinnamon and gold flakes. The drinker belches small harmless flames for the next 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm trying that one.
All
That
right.
sounds like a blast.
So that'll be whatever we figured out the average would be in terms of gold pieces. Shoot, I should have written this down.
I wrote it down,
I
but I
did.
can't find where I
Hang
wrote
on, I
it.
should be able to because it wasn't that far back.
I even wrote down.
I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 gold piece or 5 silver pieces or somewhere in the neighborhood for a really high end one.
I think
Yeah.
it was a gold.
1 gold
Here
for
we
a
go,
really
wait.
high end.
Yeah. I think it's a gold piece. Just a minute. It is.
It's sun being written down someplace else. You may want to kick the entrances over.
Yes, 1 gold piece for the big,
The highest one.
highest one. Yep.
So we'll say 5 copper for
The lowest level.
a low level one.
And something in the middle would be silver.
Hang on.
I can go to
5 silver for class 2.
Okay, I didn't have that one down. So that's good.
And 1 gold. Would be the high end stuff.
Okay.
Alright. This is gonna be fun.
Alright.
So do we watch her slide under the table and then
Oh, I don't
start
know
with
where
other?
sliding
Not
is
yet,
with
not on
this.
1. So this
Yeah.
is the gold draconic ale. So it's an ale, but it's like a slightly stronger ale. So that would probably be what, a class 1 or a class 2? Do you think? Average or strong?
Ale is probably strong. Ale is
Okay.
by definition like
Okay.
Well, what are you comparing it to? Are you comparing it to?
Watered down,
bourbon?
average, strong, or inhuman? With inhuman being things like probably Orcish rotgut or black.
Go through the list of them.
So we got watered down, which would be like specifically listed as
2.3 beer.
specifically listed as watered down beverage. Probably most of the stuff you're going to come across is probably an average. A good rule of thumb is most drinks served in reputable establishments are average strength. Strong drinks are usually liquor, and inhuman are usually dwarven or Orcish breweries.
So this is not a liquor.
No, so this is probably a class 1. Probably based on that rule of thumb right there.
Okay.
Anything listed as an ale is probably a class 1. It's just a slightly more expensive one.
Right. Oh, that's okay.
Um,
Was that like a class 1 drunken points, so to speak?
Yes. So when I say class, that's how many intoxication I think.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's how many intoxication level you have is how many each of the classes of the drink strength is
Okay.
the number of points towards your intoxication level. So for example, class 3 would be 3 intoxication points. So something like black would be a bottle of black would probably be I would say probably a total of like 4 class 3 glasses probably
Yeah.
because it would be total of 12 intoxication points for an intoxication level of 12 to 15 for an average human. ish, or it would be 8 total intoxication points for an average human. From 8 to 12 intoxication points, depending on what your average human is going to have in terms of intoxication level.
So as a dwarf, I can't remember what my
You
level is
have,
by.
what is your constitution number? Your constitution big number, not the big size number, the big digit number.
God, yes, it's this time. Yes.
Oh, good.
15.
Mighty Mouse over here
Yeah,
has
well-
30 intoxication points.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking it was going to be high.
So you have a 20 plus intoxication class, meaning it's going to take 20 intoxication points to put you on the wasted level. You
How
have
about
5.
14?
You have 5 before you're tipsy, 10 before you're drunk, 15 before you are, at this point, obviously, this was a scratch list, so I can go to a 25 and a 30 as well.
Sure.
So that would just be, again, it would probably actually go to a 20, something else, hang on. 20, probably a 20 to something. Anyway, we'll class you as having 30, as having to get to 30 intoxication points at this point.
So if I was tipsy, 10 was drunk, what was 15?
So in this case, we're going to go with, we're going to put you at a 28 intoxication class, which will give you, so you have 7 is tipsy, 7 is tipsy, 14 is drunk, 21 is wasted, and 28 is blackout. Oh, no, that's not. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
What do you do with 14?
14, you are at 12 to 15, so 3 intoxication points will put you at tipsy. 6 will put you at drunk. 9 will put you at wasted, and 12 will put you at blackout.
Wasted is a fun
I'm a
place
cheap
to be.
drunk.
Wasted is a fun place to be.
So the way that goes is tipsy is you have advantage on all charisma-based skill checks and wisdom saves for being frightened.
Yeah. You want to keep that? May I have to write that down? Or is it
I've got
standard? Okay.
This is just for your guys' basic head
So, yeah,
knowledge of how this is going to work.
Right.
You also gain disadvantage for ranged attacks. Drunk, you gain 10 temporary hit points, maintain your advantage against fright, lose charisma-based advantage, and gain disadvantage on all attack rolls and intelligence checks.
And what?
You gain
No, the last one.
disadvantage on
Intelligence
all
checks.
advantage rolls and intelligence checks. Wasted puts you at another 10 temporary hit points, and you cannot be frightened or charmed, but have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks.
Wow.
Blackout, you have disadvantage for any attack rolls, ability checks, and saves aside from Constitution, and you must make a Constitution save DC equals 10 plus half the number of drinks consumed. I say intoxication points. So half the number of intoxication points you've consumed to get you there.
Mm-hmm.
So for you it would be like
14.
10 plus, so a DC 24 Constitution saving throw approximation.
For blackout?
Every hour or be rendered unconscious.
Oh.
But that's, if she's 28 to blackout.
Yes, but it's half the
Oh, okay.
intoxication points, the number of
Okay.
drinks consumed. So then every when you reach a level of intoxication, 1, 2, 3, or 4, tipsy, drunk, wasted, or blackout, for that lasts for an hour.
Ah.
Automatic. At the end of every hour after that, so at the end of the first hour and the second hour and onward, you can make a Constitution saving throw, aside from whatever is listed in there. So if you're at blackout, you have to make a high-level Constitution saving throw in addition to the one against being knocked out. And so, just spitballing here, we'll say it's a DC 12 for tipsy.
Yep.
You have a DC 12 Constitution saving throw to reduce your level of intoxication by 1. So if you are wasted and you make a, we'll just say a DC 18 or so, Constitution saving throw, and then you have, we'll just say a DC 18 Constitution saving throw for that. If you succeed at whatever the Constitution DC is, I'm still kind of working it out, then at the end of the hour, if you make it, you are now drunk. You are class 2. You are level 2 intoxication
Oh,
instead
it's
of
a
level 3.
level. I thought it was one point, like it.
Well, no. You go down one level of
Oh.
intoxication. So if you're wasted
Ah,
and you
you're
make your
going-
con save at the end of the hour,
Now
you are now
just
drunk.
drunk.
Make it again
I
at the
like
end of the next hour, and you are now tipsy.
Oh, I like
Drink
it.
yourself back up, and you have to start all over again from the
Right,
level that
fine.
you're at.
Cool.
Right. So you have to not drink any. You have to not drink yourself into the next class of intoxication or level of intoxication within that hour.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, if you hit tipsy, you have to not drink yourself into the level of drunk
Okay.
in order to make the save against being tipsy.
Uh-huh.
And if you drink yourself up to the next level, you're making the save for that level down to the previous one that you were at.
Right.
If you drink at all in that hour, if, for example, you are tipsy and you drink something but not enough to make yourself drunk,
Right.
in the hour before your first con save, you make the save with disadvantage. Because you're continuing to put alcohol into your system.
I see.
The con saves and the time limit represents your body trying to sober you up.
Right.
Dunking your head in water or taking stimulants such as alertness draught will give you advantage on the save.
Oh, sweet. So there's an alertness drop.
It's that thing that we bought from the apothecary, remember?
Yes.
In Leilon?
Yes.
We have a couple of them, I think. It's the equivalent of coffee. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously, how else-
exactly. No
it's
question.
too on the nose of a description of a bitter black brew. To be anything but
They
coffee.
could have made it
How much
purple or
did that
green.
cost?
It's cheap. It's somewhere in the thing, and I can find it later.
I was just curious
Um,
because if anybody
That's
should
too funny.
buy a whole bunch of those, it's me.
It's like, oh, I take back what I said. It's not cheap.
Oh.
For 1 hour, the drinker with this bitter brew, I mean, come on, has advantage on perception checks and saving throws against sleep. So I'm going to additionally
Yeah.
add that it is advantage on sober up checks, essentially. It's pouring coffee into someone.
Exactly.
But
Is it a level or it's just a potion type thing?
it's a drink.
Okay.
And it's 25 gold pieces per drink.
Okay.
Yeah. It's alchemical coffee.
Yeah, really.
Does it take you one level or does it just?
No, it gives you advantage on the Constitution. If you, for example, if you are wasted, level 3, and you drink no alcohol in the hour since you become wasted, and you drink alertness draught in that time, every if you drink it, then you get advantage on the Constitution saving throw to get yourself down one level.
I like it.
Yep. So, also sticking your head in water helps.
Really?
Have you ever stuck the head of a drunk person in water?
No. Never done that.
It's remarked to be sobering. Remember in Princess Bride?
Yes.
When
Yes.
Fezzik was waterboarding
Yes.
Inigo?
Yes. Yes.
Apparently,
I know. It's classic in all.
it's
of
a very
the-
classic. You
Right.
throw water on a person who's drunk,
Right.
and it sobers them up.
Yeah.
I'll say that also gives you advantage on the check. Immersing the target's head in water, or pouring water on their head will bring them advantage.
Perfect.
As long as you don't hold it around too long.
Well, at that point, they gotta start making constitutes against being drowned, but that's something else entirely. Okay, so you have taken the
Delicious.
ale, Gold Dragon Ale. It is cinnamon burn on the way down, and for 5 minutes after you drink it, you are belching small flames.
This is fun. Because I know how to make myself belch.
So then, what did you want to drink around here?
One of the two bourbons.
Okay, we've got Ringelfix. Jotunheim's Ringelfix brandy. Ringelfix brandy?
Well, that's a brandy, not a bourbon.
It's a brandy. You wanted a bourbon.
You did have two of them, I thought. Or maybe I misheard.
There's dark smoke bourbon.
Let's try that.
Okay. It's you get a whole bottle of the bourbon. So that will be help me out here, approximately how many
I'm
glasses?
Bottle of
dead
bourbon?
drunk.
Certainly 8.
Okay, eight glasses. So that's
8 gold pieces. Oh, it was level.
no, it's yeah, about 8 gold pieces.
What do you consider a drink? An ounce?
A glass, whatever you would put a glass of bourbon as.
Probably 2 ounces, and it's well, it depends on the measure, but it's a fifth of a gallon.
Okay. So it's about 8 glasses, so it's going to be about 8 gold pieces. And it actually comes with a box of fine cigars
Oh.
to appreciate with the bourbon.
8?
That is classic.
8. Yes. This best bourbon can only be appreciated with a fine cigar. That's why every bottle has a box included.
I see.
Yes.
And do we know where fine cigars come from in this area? Just curious.
Give me 1 second. Hey.
The Shire.
No. No. You go away.
I have never had a cigar.
What is how much cigars? My dad would have one of these. He's trying to get to you.
I'm quite sure he will eventually succeed. He's very
Oh, he
determined.
already has.
As I said, very determined. Okay. Probably. Well, I mean, this shipment came in from Baldur's Gate, but the scores. I'm just gonna say for now that it comes from where is it? Oh. The Corin Archipelago in the Moonshay Isles.
Lovely.
So I now am going to probably not drink all of it at once.
That's probably a class 2, I'd say. So it'll give you 2 intoxication points per level.
And I can get to 12 total, is that what you said?
Yeah.
You
This
don't
one
want-
bottle will put you flat on your back.
Yeah. Because he'll take him to 16. Yeah. Although
sorry.
it might be fun to
Never
watch.
We might find out that I'm a new one.
I certainly.
Well, that's something for you guys to figure out for yourselves when you get to those levels, what
Right.
you are doing.
Right.
I mean, Finnan is drinking, whatever I said a minute ago, Belson, or Belson, can't find it. I had it. Victor has ordered Mordenkainen's Magnificent Malt. It's a class 1. possibly class 1 class 0.5. It's a slightly lower alcohol percentage. So it's between a 0.1 and it's between a 0.5 and a 1.
What's Victor's inebriation class?
Well, Victor's got a constitution of 20, so he's got 20 intoxication level. Ditto for Elizabeth. They both got 20. Finn, on the other hand, has 14. So he's in the same class as you.
Right.
Oh, Shira.
He'll take a glass and a cigar. Sure, why not?
I'll give out. Yeah.
There's enough cigars in the box for the whole bottle.
I can light 'em.
Huh?
I can light 'em.
Harmless flames.
Oh shoot.
Well, fine, whatever.
I'm gonna light my cigar off
Okay,
myself.
you light your cigar off with the last belch of your
Look at that.
So Finnan is going to have a glass of bourbon. You're going to have a glass of bourbon, so that brings it down to...
No, I'm not gonna have a bourbon. I'm just gonna have the cigar.
Finnan's going to have your bourbon then.
Yeah, help yourself, buddy.
And
I'm
his
not
bourbon.
a bourbon fan. I'm not a bourbon fan.
So I'm down to.
I'm enjoying
if I've
this.
only,
2 glasses off of whatever
so
it is.
I've got
that you're-
6.5. If I drink another one, then I'll be down to 4.
Okay, so that'll bring you to a total of 6, which will
Those
bring you
2 each.
Oh yes, total of 4. So you will be at and just over the tipsy mark at your second glass. So with that, as you drink that, you can start to feel a tingle in your fingertips, and you get the sense that you could just about do anything. You have advantage on all charisma-based skill checks and wisdom saves for being frightened, and gain disadvantage on ranged attacks. Not that that will be a problem once you go for the guns. So
Is darts ranged attack?
Yep.
Okay.
So Victor is going to have the Morton County Fanatics and Malt. As he looks at you guys, he goes, "There's something wrong with this ale." And he takes a closer look at the barrel that the tavern keep poured out of,
His ale? Oh.
and it is not Mordenkainen's Magnificent. It's the tavern. The bartender misheard him and gave him a mug of Mordenkainen's Maleficent Malt, a beer with an alcohol percentage similar to that of whiskey.
Well, Victor.
Percent, but you've got a larger volume.
So it's a class 2 instead of the class 1 that he was expecting.
Well.
Doesn't taste bad. It's just
Oh, well, that's good then, anyway.
not what I was expecting.
I am going to enjoy another ale. Ales
All right.
are delicious, and the cigar with it is, I'm sure it's probably better with the bourbon, but it's kind of nice to have flames in the middle of my smoke ring.
Okay. So another gold off for you.
Please, yes.
Gold off for Victor and Elizabeth. For the Maleficent Malt and some. And Elizabeth is having some Bronze Draconic Ale, which is infused with coconut and pineapple.
As much as I don't like fruity drinks, I was tempted on that one.
Yeah. It is designed to have a reminiscence of the sea.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was tempted.
But you'll like this one.
No doubt.
This ale.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
What?
Make a persuasion check with advantage. No, you're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
convince her. Do
Yeah.
it. Let's see how this works. It's a good chance to show you how the mechanics of your
Precisely.
tipsiness work.
What do I roll?
D20 plus your charisma modifier, or plus your persuasion modifier, plus I add advantage.
Plus my persuasion modifier. Of course, since I'm tipsy, I can't necessarily.
Can't see.
-1 on persuasion.
Okay, so at advantage, so you roll twice, take the higher number, and then -1.
This is smooth.
9.
She does not appear convinced.
I've heard that before. Yes, I've heard it before.
Finnan going to have the ale that I cannot find.
It had a great name.
Yeah, it was something that started with a B.
Yes.
Not Barovian wine, it was Savage, go away. Belbuck. So he's had probably he's had 2 of those. So he's at 2 intoxication points for Finnan. He's almost a gypsy.
Not anywhere
With
near.
you with another one.
Wait. Finnan
Yeah.
had 2 bourbons last time.
He is Uga. He had one
So
bourbon.
he-
No, he had 2 bourbons. So that
Are we
brings-
drinking on top of what we drank last time, or are we
No,
starting
this
fresh?
time. Right now with the dark smoke bourbon that Ronger just bought. Finnan
Oh,
took his glass.
right,
Finnan took your
right.
glass. That's
Right.
2 class 2s. That's 4 plus 2 is 6. Oh my. Finnan is drunk.
Yeah,
He's
he's the same as me, right?
He's a quiet drunk. He's just kind of sitting very, very still, just watching everything.
Finnan, watch. I've got fireworks over here. See, I can put a smoke ring around it. It's beautiful.
One eye just kind of widens a little bit.
For you, my friend. Just for you.
So, yeah, his speech is slurred, he's seeing double, his limbs going a little numb, blah, blah, blah. 10 temporary hit points, maintain advantage against fright, lose charisma base advantage, gain disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks. So he's just kind of sitting there, very, very still, with his one eye just going.
I'm gonna have 2 more of mine.
Okay, that'll bring
Because
you
I've got
to
4 left. I'll have 2 of those 4.
So that brings you to 6.
Which I think
You are
is
also
good.
drunk. Your speech is slurring, your limbs are going numb, your vision is starting to spread. You gain 10 temporary hit points. You maintain your advantage against wisdom saves for being frightened, but lose the advantage on charisma based checks and gain disadvantage on all attack rolls and saving throws. Or intelligence checks, excuse me. All attack rolls and intelligence checks.
I gain on intelligence?
You gain disadvantage on all attack
Oh.
rolls and intelligence checks.
I'm plagued with disadvantage.
Yes.
I thank you for this. That was a marvelous cigar.
So
A lot of fun.
you have had 2 class 2s. You're fine.
It's just
You're
two,
feeling
2
fine.
points, right? Yeah, I'm enjoying
It's
it.
total of yes, they're ales, so they'd be class 1, so that's total of 2 so
yeah,
far.
and this is
You're doing
delicious
fine.
and perfect.
Um,
I don't think I'm even glowing yet. I'm
No.
just enjoying
No,
it very,
you're-
very much,
you're-
which is what I wanted to do initially. It's
your
just,
dwarven constitution is
Yes.
holding the liquor at bay quite well.
Yes.
There's my friend Finnan over there.
He's just like
His eye. Watch his
he's kind of looking back and forth between the two very deliberately.
I'm out of sparks, my friend. Would you like another set?
He's not talking much. He's just like,
Well, Rangier, are you going to sit and smoke a cigar?
Well, I did that.
Oh, forgive me, I missed it.
So, some of the other draconic ales. Elizabeth is drinking another blue draconic ale, which is the static charges
Yeah.
around her mouth.
Yeah. There was a citrus one, wasn't there?
Yes,
That sounded good to me. I think
that's
it'll-
black draconic ale.
Yeah, I think that'll go well with on
Okay,
top
that'll
of
be a
this
gold.
one.
Any of the draconic ales are a class 1, but they are a gold because they are enchanted or specifically infused in high labeled ales.
So this is gold draconic ale or black?
This is a gold piece for a black draconic
Okay.
ale, or a gold draconic ale, or a blue, or a white, or a
Gotcha.
silver, or blah blah blah.
And how many drunk points is
One.
this? Oh, I
'Cause
could
it's
do
still
this
an
all
ale.
night.
Yes, it's still an ale.
Yeah, but I do enjoy it.
Yes, there are stronger. If you want to try something stronger,
Yes, I just want to get warmed up first, and
Um,
then probably in about
then
2 minutes.
there are other things that you can drink that are strong,
Yes.
like Frost Giant's Kiss, or
What was the
I'm not
brandy?
going to care about the flavor of those. I want to. And once I get through this, then
Yeah.
I'll grab something that just knocks my head off.
What was the brandy?
the brandy
Just got the
was.
fifth one in.
Jotunheim's Ringelfitch brandy.
Yeah. I'm not going to get more, but
Okay.
what's the potency?
It's a brandy, so it's a class 2, probably. Yeah. I'm thinking that it says liquors are class 2 usually, so probably whiskey or brandy or bourbon would probably be the same general classification, yes?
I would think so.
And then anything strong like shots or
Right.
orcish or dwarvish brews specific.
He has dwarvish brews.
There, you're not drunk enough for
No,
that.
no, I was. I'm relaxed. This is called relaxed.
No. Let's see. What do you think got in terms of ouch dwarvish stuff? Ow. Ow.
My nose.
It happens to the best of us.
Well, there's a dwarven brewed ale, very strong in flavor, but I don't think that would count. Thank you. Well, obviously there's black.
Has anyone had black?
Not yet. There's dwarven wine. It's not great. It's made with a recipe stolen from an elven winery in retaliation for an elf stealing a dwarven brew
Ooh.
recipe.
I think we got the short end of the stick.
Both sides got the short end. It was bad. Both of them were bad.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
I want something that if I get up and go play a little darts, it will enhance my game.
Nothing at this point is going to enhance your game.
Oh, that's
It's just going to disenhance your game.
Oh.
There's
It's called
always
disadvantage.
Stone Solder wine. I'll say that, given where it came from, it's probably a class 2 or 3. Dwarven Garnet wine.
Ooh. But not a 3.
Yeah. Dwarf Head Stout, I would say, would be a 2 or a 3 because it's described as a powerful day-to-day brew favored by warriors most found in dwarven communities.
Yes, that's
As
good,
a
but
2
I
or a
have
3,
that.
probably.
Yeah, I need.
Given that it's a dwarven brew
Yes,
specifically and
it's
described as
gonna
powerful,
be-
and
it's
the
gonna
rule
be
of thumb says
powerful.
high level are dwarven brews, I'll say that Dwarf Head Stout is probably a class 3.
Yeah, I would imagine.
That's, it did, for instance, a good Scotch ale in this will be anywhere from 8 to 13%.
So I'm gonna just dive right in, and I'm gonna try that black. I'm intrigued by it. What is there?
Okay.
Consistency?
Okay. Let me find it.
Is it you
I mean,
buy
if
a
you're looking for just something to just go completely off the deep end, then either black or Cave Breath Hard Whiskey would probably be your best bet.
Not a whiskey.
Nobody is after this stuff.
Right.
Well, it's of gnomish make.
Oh, heavens no.
Wow. So black
Does it even come
is-
rated for taste at all?
No.
Oh.
It is tastes somewhere between saltwater and acrid
Oh, that's
smoke.
right. I've still got my taste buds. Maybe I should hold a moment and at least get. We got some shots.
Yeah, there's Frost Giant's Kiss.
Oh yeah. What's that? 3 or 2?
3.
3. Cool. So I'm gonna do maybe a couple of 3 shots of Frost Giant because
All right.
I need to just.
So,
I'm here to do this.
Frost Giant's Kiss is going to cost you probably, we'll say 5 silver for the shot.
Getting a flight Frost Giant.
Okay, so that'll probably cost you about, call it 3 gold for 6 shots of Frost Giant's Kiss.
Cool, that sounds about right.
It's a chilled shot that leaves you, and so it arrives and it is like frosty patterns down the side.
Can we get that here right
I wish,
now?
don't.
Yeah. So nice.
So as you take the shot, your breath is frosty.
Oh, cool.
You should have
Look at that.
alternated. You should have alternated that with the ale back and forth.
I was afraid I'd lose the taste. I mean, this is cool, but I wanted to enjoy that.
Yeah, it's a
That's a
cinnamon
kind of
gold.
ale.
It's basically what?
A mop.
Oh yeah. It's basically like cinnamon infused Goldschlager.
Yeah. Oh, this is
So
unique.
yeah. So
So they're 3 points each.
3 points apiece. That'll bring if you're drinking 6 of them, that'll bring you up 18 points. So that was.
Well, I was from 3, so now I'm at 21, which is instantaneously wasted. A couple of 3 shots.
No, yeah, you are wasted.
Wasted.
So wow, you have gone very quickly. You are now.
Thanks a lot.
You gain a total of 20 temporary hit points. You cannot be frightened or charmed, but you have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks.
I don't think I'm going to be moving around.
Nope.
You and Finn can just stare at each other.
Yeah. Finnan, I'm sorry.
Is he drinking anymore?
He's kind of, sort of nursing a glass of blue eyes, but that's about it.
I'm not doing any more sparky smoke rings.
He's just kind of like.
Say that fast. Oh, this is a delightful feeling. You should all try it. Just
So,
I'm gonna have. So it's Finnan is at what level?
he's drunk.
He's drunk, but he's not wasted.
He's not wasted yet. He's kind
I'm
of
drunk.
inching his way in the direction of wasted.
I'm drunk,
join me.
but not
It's-
wasted.
Yeah, he's gonna take a shot of Frost Giant's Kiss.
I
I'm gonna take,
recommend it.
I've got
It's a big.
2
It's
more,
a
or
big.
do I have?
You are at what?
I'm at drunk.
Okay, so you had 6 or
Yeah.
more.
I had 6.
So you had 6. So you're at drunk. You got a total of 6 more points before you pass out.
Don't
I'm gonna
pass
do-
out.
Before you black out.
I'm
No.
gonna, thing is that I don't want to buy another full bottle of that.
You have 2 more.
I've got
You
2,
have
but then
4
I'm-
more points of that.
Yeah,
And then if you buy Frost Giant's Kiss, you'll be blacked out.
Don't
I don't want to black out.
don't
but
black
I
out.
would.
We
So
don't
4
need
more
that.
points of that will bring you to 10, which will put you over the edge of wasted, but not all the way to blackout.
That's where I wanted to go.
Okay, so you can
It's
drink the last 2 glasses of that,
a
enjoy it
good
with a nice
watch.
cigar, and that'll put you in the
Another
neighborhood.
2 cigars.
Yes. So that'll put you into wasted.
This is a good edge to be over. Very
2
good
cigars.
Oh God. Victor is just kind of
edge. Ron Gear.
I'm trying to get
throwing back a.
see if I can puff out of my ear,
That's
bring
it's
it in through my ear, and
Ron Gear. It's hair. It's not smoke. It doesn't work
So-
that way.
So, make an intelligence check with disadvantage
Who?
I don't have
Wrong
any
gear.
intelligence anyway.
to see if you can attempt to do this without lighting your hair on fire.
Ron Gear. Oh no!
No.
What do you get?
Somebody.
A natural
no.
one?
Oh no!
The cigar doesn't smell right.
It smells like burning
It smells acrid for some reason.
Oh.
It's not a nice smell. And Finnan kind of is like doing the pan of the bar. He kind of stops, blinks, he kind of goes on, and he kind of comes back and his eye goes again. And then the other one goes and he goes, fire. You're on fire. Make a dexterity saving throw to put out the fire.
Does this have to be
Don't.
at disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage.
I haven't got.
Don't use anything in the glass to try to put your fire out.
So that's 1.
15 and 17, so 15.
15 plus dexterity modifier.
I don't know, dexterity. Still +2?
Okay. So, yes, you are able to put that out without, you kind of pull the smoldering cigar out and kind of bat your head out and stub out the yeah, you're able
Bad
to-
cigar.
You're able to stop the cigar from charring your hair any more than it already has. Victor and Elizabeth are decently sober still. They're like pushing into the tipsy range with the alcohol that they've had. They've mostly stuck to ales.
I'm sure
And
they're
wines.
smart.
They're not yet really in the realm of I want to find out how I act when I'm drunk. Because they have a high enough con that they're reasonably sure that they're not going to get there at a party on ale and wine.
Chances are good, but
Because they're not planning on having more than 2 or 3. But
This
Right.
doesn't bode
Excuse me.
well for me in the party situation.
don't.
So just
Drink.
don't drink bourbons, drink ales and
Yeah.
Water.
lower class wines and things. So for the first
Oh
hour,
my.
that's where you guys are at.
Okay.
So at the end of the hour, you can make a
yeah,
Constitution saving throw with
Definitely
disadvantage
want
because
to.
you did keep drinking during it. At
Who
least you
did?
did. Did you?
I stopped.
You stopped? Okay. So make it straight then.
Okay. Let me find. Okay.
13.
No, it's hard to find the dice. 15 plus what?
Constitution.
Oh, I think that's my strong suit.
It's not Finnan's. That's for sure.
Oh, plus 2, so I'm at 17. But
Okay.
I have to be higher?
So your class, yours level 3 is. I worked this out. and-
21. So I didn't make it.
So what is it?
21 for wasted.
No. It's a different. It's a Constitution saving throw DC that I made up that I forgot.
Oh, right.
Shoot. Hang on.
Say.
So.
Mm.
Uh. Yes, you did not make it.
Yes, you did not make it.
You were correct in saying you did not make it.
Cool. Well,
15.
that's so cool. So I have to be
You were
careful.
at wasted as well. No, you did not make it.
What?
I had
I
17.
thought that it
You had
depended
17
upon,
and 15.
Okay.
I just thought it depended on what your maximum was, and mine's 14.
I'm sorry. What is your
My max?
what do you mean your max is 14? No, that's your drunk points,
Okay.
not your Constitution saving throw that you make to sober up.
Yeah, no, I have 15 for the saving throw.
What? Yes. So you have 15 against the DC that I set
Oh,
in
okay.
here.
I don't know what that was.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't make it.
I did not make it. Okay, I'm not going to drink.
So
I
another
see
hour
that.
passes.
Try that again.
Nothing.
Drinking.
You can try again.
Okay.
What is your Constitution modifier?
I think it is 15, but I could
No,
be
modifier, nothing. No, no.
Modifier, sorry. Constitution plus 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And for you?
Let's do
Plus 2. Okay.
20.
18.
Not with disadvantage. You're fine. If you're not drinking during that time,
Okay,
then it's a straight
20.
roll.
18.
18,
So it's
20.
22.
You both are now drunk. You
Okay.
feel the effects receding slightly.
Oh,
Your breath is
that's
still
sweet.
frosty though.
So that's sweet.
It's still foggy.
That's cool. It's very cool. I'm glad I did that.
Tucker
haven't
wants
been
you
that
to breathe
relaxed.
on.
I haven't been that
So-
relaxed in many a moon, guys.
7. Let's see here.
Yeah, Finland gets to change.
Victor is trying the bronze draconic ale.
Oh.
And Elizabeth is trying the black draconic ale.
I highly recommend it. It was nice.
Yeah. Finnan is not drinking. Finnan is just sitting. He nursed he nursed a glass of blue eyes through the first one,
Yeah.
failed miserably,
Yeah.
and is now not.
Yeah. That makes sense. But,
And he makes it too. He is now drunk.
so I don't think any of us are, like, out of control.
No, it seems like you guys are pretty quiet drunks.
Yeah.
Other than putting cigars in your ears.
Your judgment is slightly inhibited and impaired, but aside from making some questionable decisions that were not like trying to climb on the roof or what could have been a choice for your character, drunken spellcasting.
I'm glad you did not do
Which,
that.
by the way, I think you have the ability to, should you desire, cast Lesser Restoration and remove all effects of drunkenness.
For everybody?
For other people equal to the spell's limitations.
I have it in
Which
my cards.
are
Well, I think it was instructive to note that we did not go pick fights with people.
second level, touch a creature. So,
Does that mean she can do this?
essentially, she touches a creature and ends a condition. It says blinded, deaf, and paralyzed or poisoned. I'm like,
Alcohol
poison
is
counts.
kind of a poison.
I'm going to say that intoxication comes under the poisoned
Poisoned.
condition
Oh, wait a
in
minute.
this case.
Okay.
For the purposes of using Lesser Restoration
Gotcha.
to restore sobriety.
Okay. Anyone want to be restored? Finnan, how you doing over there?
Right.
Oh, should we restore him, guys, or just let him be? He's having so much fun.
Is she casting spells? Is that a disadvantage or something? Or is that
Not healing spells, no.
That's good.
I am.
So, you did that.
Yeah.
You figured that out.
Yeah.
And a little poorer and a little wiser, you guys have now arrived at the Panzaren Gala. It is dusk. There are, give me 1 second here. Come on. There? Okay. There are people going in and out. Okay. So it is
Do we
like
know approximately how many people are here?
there are quite a few. There's maybe 20 or 30 that you can see in the courtyard grounds. There are jugglers and mages who have only been hired for things like thaumaturgy and
Party tricks?
party tricks.
Okay,
There
okay.
are fireworks being set up off to one side. There
Ah.
are
Oh, that could be handy.
there's dancing. There's all kinds of things going on, and a guard greets you at the gate, and you present your. So, quick question before we get started: how are you guys approaching the manor? What is your groupings? Because I know Victor and Elizabeth are together. Finnan was gonna be kind of doing his own thing. Are you guys coming together or separate?
Separate. I do not. I mean, I
No,
don't
you
think.
two
Yeah, I know.
specifically.
I don't think
Okay.
we want to be. I think we're just too
So you're going as yourself, or are you going under his seeming?
seeming.
So you got to be within 30 feet of him at all times.
Well, yeah, but I'm not with him. I
No,
mean, I
but
can-
you've got. Just
I'll
remember,
keep
you've got to
aware of
stay
him.
within 30 feet of
Okay,
him
yeah.
for your disguise to maintain itself.
Once in there, you can make friends. You can mingle and.
But still be within 30 feet, right?
But I mean, you can even get to know the other person as part of running into them.
Oh, you and me.
Yeah,
Oh, I
okay.
see. I
if you
see.
wanted
I
to
see.
do
I see.
that.
So you two are
Okay.
under the seeming spell.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark off a slot level for seeming, which is a is 5th. So mark off a 5th level spell slot.
I think that. Ooh, this one. 2. The line got wiped out.
So that is a 5th level spell slot for you guys. Victor and Elizabeth are going to go as Finnan is going to go as a lesser noble from Baldur's Gate, is his disguise that he has created for 25 gold pieces. He has created a noble, dwarvish noble from Baldur's Gate. And Victor and Elizabeth are going as a pair of elves.
Oh, how lovely.
Elvish Lord and Lady. And so you guys come up. Each of you are asked for your invitation.
Yes.
They pass muster, and you're in. You are on the courtyard grounds. You can look around. It's like probably 50 to 60 feet of like topiaried front lawn-esque thing with like a
Sure.
gravel driveway up to the main estate steps.
Walled?
No,
Okay.
no, just like kind of like the Princess Diaries
Yes.
hat,
Yes.
and then like there's like topiary, and there's and then further around to one side, to the side on your right as you're coming in, you can see like the start of a hedge maze, and on the other side you can see like some outbuildings and things.
Yes.
They're like starting over there, but there's like some creative topiary to kind of hide the servants' quarters
Sure.
from obvious sight, because you don't want to be
Yes.
reminded of them.
Right, they have to do stuff, but we do not want to see them.
Exactly.
Yes,
And
of
so
course.
there's statues along the walkway, very elaborate marble statuary coming up the steps to the main front doors of the estate. It's a multi-story building. There's torches along the railing. It's like a waist to chest high railing, depending on your species, leading up both sides of this ornate staircase. And they've got like torch sconces along that, and then liveried servants are waiting at the gate to announce you and present you into the main front hall. And so as you come in, they present you and announce you. Your cloak is taken under your seeming spell. The weapons and armor are not obvious. You are greeted personally by the Lord and Lady Panzaren. Lord Panzaren is a how do I put this? He's trying to think of a person that I've seen that looks like this guy. He is athletic, tall, charismatic looking, handsome, but there's something a little off about him. Just slightly, like, it's just a little bit unsettling. Like his eyes are just a little bit too sharp, his nose is just a little bit too beaked. It's like he's handsome, but he's like almost predatory.
Mm-hmm.
And just the way he looks at you, he's smiling at you, but there just seems to be just a few too many teeth involved. And it's just it's charismatic but unsettling at the same time. There's a cognitive dissonance going on when you interact with him. Lady Panzaren is just a classic beauty. She is extremely attractive. She is dressed to the nines until you look in her eyes.
I was going to ask that, yes.
And then you see that there is just something not quite there. She looks
Empty?
a bit empty.
Well, she might have to
She
be to
she
be
talks a bit vapidly.
married.
She talks a bit. She acts a bit like a. I suppose what we would call in our modern environment a classic white girl.
So, is there a possibility that she's some sort of a creature that has been spelled, or
Not likely. You can cast detect magic if you feel like you want to get away with that, but it just looks like she's not entirely the brightest tool in the shed.
Okay.
And then the wonder is whether this is an aftermath.
Eye candy, so to speak. So to speak.
Or something else
Yes.
is the question the wizard was raising.
Of course.
Which of course I will neither confirm or deny as the DM.
Understood.
So that's them. They act very cordial and happy to see you, welcome you in quite effusively, and
Is this
pass you
common for
along
all of their
and
guests?
pass you along to the interior of the hall, turning to the next guest with the same
Oh, right.
I don't want to say fruity because that just has bad connotations these days, but effervescent cordiality.
Very good.
Lord Panzaren is very much like, he doesn't look like a vampire, but he acts what we of the Earth world would expect a vampiric individual to deport themselves with, or comport themselves with, as if they were attempting to turn on the charm to someone.
Right.
So it's not that he looks like he is a vampire, but he is that same kind of darkly suave individual.
There's
So
something
he's
lurking.
placing a mild, not quite a spell, but a mild, trying to affect everyone to like him. Or
If you were to detect magic and see that he was casting that, then that would be that. Otherwise, it could either be that, or it could just be his general comportment when he's at a party. Without casting detect magic and finding out, and you could theoretically go find a quiet broom closet, cast detect magic, come back in the 10 minutes that it lasts, and just kind of walk within 30 feet of him and see if he's got anything around him. It wasn't like you have to cast it on him in the hall.
No, but detect
But,
magic could be detected by someone else. As soon as I start casting spells, there may be a spellcaster there.
Theoretically, if they were also casting detect magic, they could see that you had an aura of magic around you, theoretically. But
I'm
if
trying
no
not
one
to blow our cover.
That's fair.
before-
That's
yeah.
fair.
Do we?
Plus, I think that casting detect magic would blow the seeming spell.
Oh, that would
Because I think they're both concentration spells.
That would not be good. I need to seem like.
So behind you, you can see Victor and Elizabeth coming up. They are dressed very nicely. Whether that's the disguise self spell that they've used from their tattoos, or whether they actually went out and bought stuff on the way here, you don't know. Finnan, you assume, is Finnan. You're not entirely sure, but trailing about 4 or 5 guests behind them is a slender dwarven man, slightly short for his breed, with a short, close-cropped beard and a very extravagant handlebar mustache, and shoulder-length, slicked hair, dressed very well, very nice clothes.
Yes.
And make a perception check, both of you.
Ooh, I get +5 for 17, so it's
11.
going to be 23.
Okay. With a 22 and a 11, Edra, you do notice something about that outfit that rings a bell. You remember Finnan walking back to the Grinning Gorgon one day with a jacket that looked very familiar to that. So you're pretty sure that this is Finnan in disguise, but he's got the infiltration expertise, so you wouldn't know unless you made an insight check on him vis-a-vis his deception check, and succeeded.
I imagine it's pretty high.
But as he walks into the hall, the little dwarven man just kind of looks up at you and goes, just one eye just flickers briefly in an almost wink.
Who?
The little dwarven man that I was just describing with the big
Oh,
mustache.
okay.
Little dwarven man walks by you and just one eye just kind of flickers shut in a brief wink.
Oh, he's probably asleep.
Made us.
Well, he saw the disguises that you guys had when you cast Scene.
Good
So,
point.
I'm gonna double check how long Seeming lasts to see how long it is before you guys have to cheese it somewhere quiet and recast. Or just hide.
Right, maybe already doing our dirty deed by then.
Seeming is 8 hours, you're fine.
Yes, we are.
So you have 8 hours before Seeming drops, and it is not a concentration spell, from what I can tell.
Yeah, we discussed this the last time.
So, but specifically you can cast Detect Magic then,
Right.
if you so desired.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you are leading into the main hallway, and beyond that you can see the grand ballroom, and like dead ahead. To the left you can see a staircase that is going up to the upper levels, and to the right you can see the dining hall, which currently is closed, like partly closed, but you can kind of see through the half-open door. There's like tables and chairs and things like that. There's music. There's you can see people dancing in the open hallway, in the grand ballroom. There's people just kind of conversing and moving, migrating through the main entryway. It's kind of like a flow space. It's not really a stop and chat area. It's just kind of like a hello, hi, how are you, move on, kind of a space you're expected to do your socializing in the ballroom. So do you guys want to, where do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm interested in just kind of flowing into the ballroom.
Okay.
That's where people are flowing.
So you can see probably maybe 20 or so people already in the ballroom that are dancing to music. There is a couple of small off chambers, obviously retiring rooms, then there's like chairs around the edge of the room. There's a card room off to the left as you come in, further down the wall, maybe halfway down the ballroom. There's a card room. You can see the open door from which you can see smoke, and
The party is going full bore.
well, you can see like a slight waft of smoke, like probably cigar smoke.
Sure, yeah.
And
Coming out of that
out
card
of
room.
the
Yeah.
card room.
Yes, yes.
And through the door, as you walk past, you can kind of see some people playing Three Dragon Ante
Yes.
around the table. So
I now know what it is. I did not know
yes,
before.
yes, you do.
Interesting.
So there are people dancing. You see a pair of elves dancing nearer to you guys, dancing their way towards you. And as they twirl by you, the male elf just kind of makes brief eye contact with you and goes, "So now what?" and just kind of twirls past.
Yes, yes.
The little dwarven man is kind of sitting off to one side, eyeing a table where a young gnome female is setting up a dragon chess board. He's not made any move to approach them. He's just kind of looking around. You can tell he's holding a tankard of some probably strong dwarven brew, but he is attempting to hide a grimace as he looks at it. What do you guys want to do now?
Well,
What I want to do is find out how to get to the dungeon, but I'm not sure how
Well,
one goes about that.
Yes, as the dance comes to an end, the elves make their way over, and as they kind of make fulsome introduction, The female mutters under her breath. So how do we get to the crystal ball from here? Corin's favor?
Yes, we
Oh,
did.
yeah. Okay, I forgot.
As the little dwarven man bows his way over to you, he's like, do we just sneak it? Or did we try to find it first, wizard?
Sneak it.
Do we just sneak around looking for it randomly? Or do we try to find it with one of your spells, wizard?
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
What if...
You should have taken Arcane Trickster.
Should have taken what?
I wanted something simple, though.
right. So, thinking here, this is my internal thought process, it's not coming out of my mouth, I'm thinking. There are mages casting various and sundry party spells that would show up as magic, yes?
One moment, please. I need to make sure that I was able to do this correctly. Oh, thump. Oh, where are we? Oh, this. No. This. Oh. Yeah.
I did not take scry.
Edra has it.
Yes.
And you did, because you scried on the Crypt Keeper. And Edra figured
We
out...
found a room, but we didn't see anything weird about that.
Correct. It was a subterranean room. There was a person there in the room with him, with like a
With
goatee
looking
and
at
a huge mustache.
fellow
Like
kind of a person.
someone who did not look to be particularly hostile
Right.
towards the Crypt Keeper, nor the Crypt Keeper hostile towards
Right.
him.
The reason I... Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm trying
That's
to think
fine.
here. Not yet, okay. Okay.
The reason I posit that is if I'm going to avoid being detected as I cast scry or other things, if I were out enjoying the casting of mages, watching what's going on, would I be as obvious?
I'd say you would have advantage on your sleight of hand check.
Good. So,
If you did it in here, out in the ballroom, it would be a slightly higher DC. If you did it in one of the retiring rooms to cast, for example, locate object,
right.
if you stepped off into one of the side rooms
Yes.
and there was no one in there,
Yes.
then it would be not as problematical.
What is what level is located object?
Locate object is a second level.
Hence the usefulness of ones and twos. Again, thinking process. Is there a retiring room near where that chess set is being put up?
Maybe 20 feet away. Tops, 10 or 20. Fine.
Well, what I'm trying to see is if we can cover an entrance with the game and engage people who might be going in there. I realize it's quick to cast, but
Well, a retiring room is like not. It has a lock on the door theoretically.
Oh, I was thinking
the door
curtained.
open. No, it's a doored room.
okay.
So you could if the door opens inward, so you could boot the door and just put two fighters' backs against it, and people aren't going to be coming in quite as quickly.
No problem. I was thinking just for purposes of distracting someone, don't go in there, but without saying don't go in there, have them, head toward it and fit in and say something about, I am not, are you familiar with whatever Finn does to keep someone from heading in that door. But if there's a door, I think probably that should be, and how long does it take to cast this locate object spell, Mike? Or somebody?
Around here.
Ryan, sorry, my apologies.
So, locate object
Who are we
takes
talking to?
1 action, 6 seconds.
Okay, so that should not be long and drawn out.
You describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of you. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of movement. It can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. And
I've had it described to me.
yeah,
Well, it's a pretty familiar kind of
and
object.
it is a concentration spell up to 10 minutes, so you can wander around for 10 minutes and try to get it within the 1,000-foot range.
Okay.
So you guys step towards that.
Yeah.
Some of us, I don't think we should all go moseying over there.
No,
You
the
have to
two
follow me.
Yes.
the two elves kind of advance on the table with obvious intent,
Uh-huh.
and the male just kind of imperiously shoos the gnome servant aside, and finishes setting up his side of the table, and they sit down to begin a game of dragon chess, which is, from what I've been able to find, it's essentially a 3D mouthful brain load of a game.
Wow.
It's hard. I tried finding it, and
Really?
it's
Is there
really
anybody
hard.
that plays it?
I don't know of anyone who plays it personally in real life. I do know that Gary Gygax did actually create the rules, and they're available on Wikipedia and other D&D D&D information sites.
Wow.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I would have to like print them, stare at them, diagram them, like put up a physical set and like work through it with someone who knew something of what they were dealing with
Wow. That's
to
amazing.
play this. It's no wonder you have to take like a long time to learn this
Wow.
proficiency with it.
Wow. Okay. So
So-
I'm not going to go anywhere nearer to where he is than
The 30 feet. to the right.
25-ish feet. But is there perhaps any possibility of there be artwork on the walls that I could study?
Oh, you
or
could watch the chess game.
I thought that was too obvious. I was just afraid of that. Oh, I could just kind of put my back to the wall and watch the dancers. I
That's
just
true.
run the risk
You
of
could.
someone coming up and asking. I can say no.
You are welcome to say no.
Yes. So
At worst, you just incinerate them.
there you go. So mosey, but don't even look at me. We'll just mosey and end up in the same kind of a place, and I'm
Okay.
going to enjoy looking at the dancers and oh, look at that wainscoting on that wall. I'm turning
The
myself
dwarf is
around.
off dancing.
Awesome.
So,
And I'm in there and I'm casting that.
okay. So you raise the forked twig, you recite the words and perform the gestures of incantation, and 1,000-foot radius. I'm trying to build a mental map of this house in my mind here to see if it's within range yet. 1,000 feet. You sort of.
200 squares.
Huh?
I was thinking 5 foot that we normally
Yeah.
work in.
Right at the edge of your consciousness, you sense something kind of niggling at the edge of it. Just right at the edge, up and away. So probably somewhere on the second floor. That's a concentration spell that lasts for 10 minutes, so you are able to keep that up and try to zone in with this thing in the next 10 minutes. Or cast it again. I'm not saying you would rather to, I'm just saying, should you fail to get there in 10 minutes by some unfortunate circumstance, then you have a vague.
So what I should really do is at least walk in that direction, and maybe I'm trying to decide whether I should notify anybody else until I have a better idea.
Do you have the sending spell? We have sending
We
stones.
have stones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
One of you has the sending stone.
Yeah, I've got
Victor
it.
has the other
Victor
one.
has the other one. He's got it.
Okay. I'm gonna retroactively say that we took that back. Title that he took off.
Oh, quite a long time ago because we've had it since then.
Okay, good. Excellent.
We've not used it often.
No,
'Cause we
but
don't get
you have
separated.
the sending stone in your pockets, and you can probably signal Victor, and then Victor can start moving, and that can be that'll probably let everyone know, hey, if Victor is moving
Right.
after, yeah,
After me.
yeah. So,
So I'm
well,
wandering
he's
in
gonna
that
have to move.
direction.
You're gonna have to move with him or lose seeing.
Precisely. So I'm just kind
So
of
you,
meandering and admiring the architecture and the people and
But which
but
direction
keeping him
do I
as
have to go?
in my. Will you find your
towards the
radius?
staircase.
Okay, that's what I was
You
wondering.
can either go in the direction of the kitchen and the servants' quarters to go up a back staircase, or you can go up the front staircase into the entry hall.
It would make sense to me that they would have upstairs rooms for their guests because just like the retiring rooms, in these big places they have like salons where you can sit and talk if you don't want to be dancing. Is that what the second floor is going to be for them? It's private?
More or less.
Mhm.
It's not like there's like ropes and guards on the stairs, but there's a potential that someone's going to ask you where you're going.
So 5 of us going up there is going to certainly raise some eyebrows,
Potential.
especially if I have to stay close to him.
Well, you do have another spell that you could theoretically cast, get everyone onto the upper level,
Yeah,
and or at least some of us invisibly onto the
right.
upper
Oh,
level.
invisibility.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
And-
have to
and-
cast that at its one.
Well, you don't have to invisiblify everyone necessarily. You just invisiblify those that would raise eyebrows in a crowd. But to give you an idea of what you're looking at, invisibility is going to give you a second level illusion spell. Any creature you touch is invisible until the spell ends, up to 1 hour. When you cast a spell using a slot level of 3rd or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above 2nd.
Ooh.
So, admittedly, you can't get everyone.
But Finn.
But, at the very least, you can get yourself and Edra at 3rd,
Right,
and if you
right.
decide to burn a 4th, you can catch 1 other person.
Okay.
Probably thin.
Does Finn need it? I mean, he's so slippery and sneaky and. I'm just-
Stealth check would be what you would be doing if you were not invisible.
Right.
I would say you would probably want to get either Victor and or Elizabeth at 5th level if you caught both of them. Oh no, you can catch all of them. I think.
Oh, 5th.
2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So if you want
Right.
to burn a 6th level spell slot, am I saying you have to? No.
Right.
And what I am saying is if you want to get all of us invisible, by the same token, if you just want to get 4 of us and trust Finnan's preternatural stealth,
Yeah.
you can do that. If you just want to get the 2 of you, you can do it at 3rd. And trust the double trio will get up there somehow.
So do they have to get up there?
What do you mean?
If we get up there and we find the thing, then we're going to probably pick it up and hopefully there's not an alarm on it.
But if there is, we will need.
Well,
Yeah,
a
we're trying
possible,
not
a
to fight
possible,
at this
yeah, a
point.
possible strategy could be to take you and Edra because of the seeming spell,
Right.
and 3rd level it. Trust Finnan. Finnan goes upstairs with you
Oh, Mr. Thief.
to thief this thing.
Mhm.
You go up to be his ringer to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Victor and Elizabeth start hunting around for an entrance
Yeah,
to the basement.
Yeah, I like that.
You hold on to the sending stone spell, you don't use it, and then when they find an entrance to the basement, they sending stone to you a 24-word or 25-word or less message detailing the basics of a route to the basement.
Mm-hmm. And we're all still invisible.
You two would be
3.
invisible. You two would be invisible.
Right.
Finnan would be stealthing.
Yes,
if
right.
you only ran it at third.
Right.
If I ran it at fourth, then Finn would be invisible.
Correct.
If he picks up the crystal ball, does it become invisible or is it
Yes.
floating? Oh, I think that would be a good idea.
Let's go with a third.
All right.
I mean, with a fourth.
Fourth.
Okay. So you burn a 4th level spell slot. You pull out an eyelash encased in gum Arabic, and you perform the verbal and somatic components of the incantation. Is that what you want? The verbal and
Seriously, no,
somatic components
please.
to be? And you pop out of sight.
Mhm.
I'm going to assume that you did it
Did
in
that.
one of the side
We
rooms.
went into a side room, popped out of sight, and then
you emerge.
Left the door
and then
open.
went up the. Yeah, let the door open when we went in.
At least ajar enough that it
Yeah.
could kind of be slipped through. And then you begin to move upstairs. Let me double check on the invisible condition here real fast to make sure that I understand exactly what I have to try and come up against. Invisible. Possible to see.
That's pretty clear.
It is. Alright.
That's what they say.
That sounds like Webster.
They have other mechanics for things
Yeah.
like can be seen by tracks or sounds you make.
Sure.
So I'll have you guys make a stealth check at advantage to see if you make any noise, like knocking over a vase or bumping into something or someone. But it is at advantage. So
19. I got 16 and then a 19. And let me see, I don't think I have any.
20 and whatever.
natural 20?
Oh, I get plus 2,
I got a
so
natural
21.
20.
So 21 and 20, whatever your stealth is.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what plus 2. 22.
Yeah, you guys are able to, without issue, weave through the thinning crowd in the foyer and slip up the stairs without slipping up.
Uh-huh. Very cool.
You feel the concentration on the locate object spell does drop because you can't do 2 concentration spells at the same time. But you are now, you can kind of keep a sort of an idea of where you are in terms of relation to the thing. It is somewhere up the stairs and then in that general direction. So you are able to make your way in the direction you're pretty sure it was. I'll need you to make an intelligence check to see if you remember exactly which way it was.
I told her too. 18 plus.
Okay. Without too much difficulty, you're able to get much closer to it, to the point where you guys are no longer being directly observed. If you would like to drop the invisibility to cast Locate Object again, then you can do that. Otherwise, you can just keep moving in that
I'm
direction.
going to want to keep moving because we need to get back down.
Okay.
I don't want to catch. I don't have another 5 that I want to waste, or 4
Okay.
to waste to.
Okay. So you come to a door that you are pretty darn sure is the one behind which it is. Finnan is going to invisibly work on this lock. Oh. Pookie. Only 25. I mean, he rolled a 5, but he's got reliable talent, so
Holy
so it turns
cow,
into
I
a
was
10.
nervous.
And he got plus 15 on his sleight of hand.
Good heavens. Finn.
Yeah. So he gets that door open. As you're looking at this, you hear some faint clicking and scratching noises from the direction of the lock,
Can we see each other?
No.
Ah.
and then the door just kind of opens, and you hear a faint thunk, 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 thunk on the ground that is clearly the tapping of an impatient halfling foot. So inside you find a, for lack of a better description, a chamber arcana.
A chamber or what?
Arcana.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It is a room dedicated to the arcane.
Yeah.
There are symbols and sigils and
Wow.
star maps and grimoires along the walls. There are signs and glyphs all over the room. There are just stacks of papers and scrolls along the walls on like tables and desks. And in the center of it all, on this pedestal, is this sphere of crystal with a lantern over top of it. Wrong book. Hang on.
We're in trouble.
I mean, you're not going to want to do that, so... Let's do that. Oh, I'm just thinking, I think that detect magic is concentration.
Which means I've got to drop.
If you wanted to cast detect magic,
Does she have it?
then that would be a concentration spell. Let me check and see if clerics have it. I don't think they do. Let me check.
None of my wands will do it.
Probably not. Cleric. Go away. You got dispel magic.
Yeah.
Which is also a concentration spell.
No.
Oh. So I don't know if there's magic on it, but I could dispel it if it is magic.
Yeah. Theoretically, you could. It's a 3rd level.
But it would.
Any creature, one creature, object, or magical effect when range, any spell 3rd level or lower on the target ends.
That's the third level. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
but the cleric has the ability to cast dispel magic as well. So if you didn't want to burn yours, let me check here. Okay, you got it. Detect even. Oh nope, cleric has detect magic too.
Cool.
So cleric, if you want to cast detect magic.
Yep.
I'm honestly a little bit bummed at myself that I didn't notice that and
So-
had you take it instead.
Okay, so.
Though it does sort of save some spell slots for our cleric.
Yeah.
If the wizard's doing some of the
Some of
load on
that.
that.
Right, exactly. So this is a what level?
For me, it was.
First level.
Awesome.
Oh, detect was first.
Detect is first, dispel is 3rd. So you both can detect and dispel
Nice
magic.
thing. Oh. So if I have to, I can dispel it.
Yep.
Okay. Is it just a verbal somatic?
Let me check. Detect magic. Verbal and somatic.
Okay, so I'm going to say. Is VZ in Latin IC?
It's VD.
No, VD is. Oh, it is. It
Vici.
is. No,
Vici.
Vici is I bought. So
I conquered.
I conquer. So okay. So
It's
I'm gonna.
Veni as I came, VD
VD as I
as I saw.
saw.
Or VZ could be IC, but I think it's VD as I saw IC. And then I conquered VG.
So I'm gonna flip them. Okay, I want to cast would be Latin.
Reinger has a list of Latin incantations in there somewhere.
Just in case, I mean, I would like to do the Veni
You want me to
something.
do a quick?
I've got it here.
Yeah, if you want me to do a quick scan of that, I can look for it faster probably.
Adventure game. Well, I've got it as a.
Right. If you want to pass me
Yeah,
the
you were-
tiny print, I can
Oh,
quickly read off some of the stuff that would be potentially relevant.
Right.
So. Potentially add oculos
Ooh.
to the eyes. It could be ad sum ad oculus. I am here to the eyes.
I like that one.
It could be audi vide tace, which would be here, see, be silent.
And
That could be
you
your
don't
dispel
want-
magic.
True, yes. What was that again? Audi?
Audi vide tace. So AUDIVIDE TACE. Cave could be part of any of your detect or ward or abjuration stuff. That's beware.
Beware. So I
Cave
could
ad
say-
oculos could be detect magic, or detect evil and good, probably. So for detect evil and good could be cave ad oculos. So
So if so I'm just gonna, am I casting dispel or am I doing two of them?
detect first.
First, okay, so
to see if there's anything going on that's inky.
I
It
like
doesn't
to
tell you
add
the level,
oculos, add what?
unfortunately.
For the double one, add oculos, add what? I missed. Write it down. Sorry. Sorry.
Second or third from the end.
Yeah. Yes. Ad oculos. It would be ad sum ad oculos. ADSUM. I am here to the eyes. That'd be detect magic. Would be ad sum ad oculos. For if you see what you see. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So for detecting magic, I'm going to start with flattened hands and raise them like this to, like as if I'm pulling them up. Ad sum ad oculos.
Okay. So, for up to 10 minutes, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Yeah, you sense some very powerful sources of magic throughout the room. In several places. There's some on the wall. There's a couple over on the table where the grimoires and scrolls are kind of scattered about. There's 2 or 3 on the bookshelves, and there's a very powerful sense of magic coming from the center of the room.
And that's where the stone
And you
is.
can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and can learn its school of magic.
Oh,
So,
one action?
what do you want to concentrate on?
The center. Well, just one thing. I think probably the center.
Well, you can do it for your action for the total of 10 minutes, so once every 6 seconds for 10 minutes.
Because I like to see everything.
Oh.
Well, how many things are there? 10 minutes. That's 60 things.
Okay.
No, I would say you want to go for the stone first.
The crystal ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
The crystal ball is it is it is emanating a strong aura of divination magic.
That would make sense
There's
for a
an
crystal
aura,
ball.
a very strong aura of divination magic around it.
What I'm trying to make sure was that some of the things on the walls are not like one of the laser beam protector type magic.
Well, let me see real fast. Not many of the glyphs on the walls are emanating anything, but you do see some abjuration auras around 2 or 3 of the scrolls and grimoires on the table, and maybe a half dozen on the shelves, as well as there is an aura of abjuration magic around the pedestal on which the ball is sitting.
So I think that, since I've detected it,
You can now dispel it.
dispel it. That's what I would like to do.
So knock off a 3rd level spell slot, and or higher if you wish to cast it at higher.
Well, it's pretty powerful. So I think maybe I don't want to fail here, guys. Maybe a 5th level. Can I do that or not?
You can do as high as you would like.
Any thoughts?
I don't know. I'm kind of with you that if you, she's still when she does the dispel magic, does that cancel out the effect of magic?
No, it's not a concentration spell.
Okay, so
So she'd be able to tell if that thing is gone.
yeah,
That's the important thing.
but you would then have to burn up successive ones.
Right.
And
Theoretically,
what you
yes.
want to do maybe is, you said what, 5th?
I said 5th.
Yeah.
Because I only
And-
have 1 6 and 1 7, but I
You don't have to start there if you don't want to.
No, I was saying
What you
might-
do with dispel magic is you for each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So, for example, if it were a 4th level spell and you cast it at 3rd, then it would be a DC 14 ability check using your spellcasting ability. So it would be a D20 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Switching
Which is 10.
Huh?
Right? Is it not?
I
That's
think it's
spellcasting
what is
ability.
what stat do you use to spellcast?
I've got spell.
What stat do you use to spellcast?
I've got 10.
What stat
Oh, stat.
do you use to spellcast?
I don't know what you mean.
I don't
Stat.
I
Ability
understand you
modifier.
keep saying stat.
know. I don't know.
Yes, it's the thing. Con, charisma, wisdom, intelligence. Are you?
Do I
are
get
you
to
wisdom?
choose on that?
No. Are you wisdom
I'm
or
wisdom.
intelligence?
Sorry, let me see. I'm pretty sure I'm wisdom. Where's my wisdom? I'm wisdom, intelligence. I'm not intelligence. So it's +5.
Okay, so it's D20 plus 5 with a DC of 14 if it were a 4th level spell that you cast at 3rd level. If it were a 5th level spell and you cast it at 3rd level, you would make a DC 15 check, and so on. If you cast it at 3rd level and it was a 3rd level spell,
That's a done deal.
it would be a done deal.
Well, let's try 3rd level.
Okay.
Okay. So that one is going to be,
Dispel magic.
yes, Aude.
Aude, vide,
Vide
tace.
Tace.
Alright. The spell flickers and gutters out.
Wow.
Or the aura
Yeah.
around the podium
Oh.
gutters out.
Oh, yay. Okay. Finny, go to, my lad.
Stealth check for Finn. Sleight of hand check for Finn. He's fine. 27. You hear nothing, but all of a sudden, the globe pops up in the air, kind of hops twice in the air, and then vanishes.
This is good.
Now we are ready to go back down
And
hunt for the-
as you are making your way downstairs, you hear something in your head. It is a voice. And it says,
Yeah, you gotta get the number of words right, right?
Found basement entrance. Back stairs. Servants' quarters. Off of kitchen. Come down past master bedroom. Staircase. Beware scullery maid. Sharp nails.
Oh.
Okay.
That was very clear. So, here we go.
So as you proceed down the
Stairs.
stairs, you pass a bound and gagged elven or half-elf young woman in her probably 20s or 30s who is extremely upset and saying what are probably some very uncomplimentary things into the gag that it consists of her head kerchief. And you can see a freshly swelling bruise on the side of her head that clearly came from something hard. She is not happy to see you either, and attempts
She
to
can't
kick
see
you.
us.
Oh no, she can't. She is just struggling on the ground. I forgot she can't see you guys. Yes. So as you slip past her, she is just kind of wriggling in her bonds, and her eye is kind of starting to swell shut from the impact of something hard.
No. No.
And as your let's see how long invisibility lasts.
You see how long what?
Invisibility lasts
8. No,
No,
that was
the- Seam.
1 hour.
Seam.
So,
Oh, we're doing well.
with plenty of time to spare,
Right.
meaning their advantage stealth check from both of you. Dang it, Finn.
19, I don't get to roll again. Unless 20 will help.
43 for Finnan. Or 32.
That is just not fair.
19.
Okay.
I got 20.
Oh, I didn't add in whatever stealth is.
Well, his max is 45 right
So I've got 21.
I've got
21?
18.
now. Okay.
So is that okay?
You guys do manage to escape the notice of the Raging Maid,
Too
and
focused.
various other kitchen individuals who are just kind of going about their business. One of them complaining that the scullery maid is hiding again. And the clichéedly overweight cook threatening
Yes.
to clichéedly paddle her clichéed backside with a
Full
clichéed
of the
spoon.
moon.
And as you make your way past the kitchen and the scullery and down a set of stairs, you proceed past the wine cellar, and you guys know the basics of where this is based on the map that you guys have.
Yes. Yeah.
So you manage to get to the entrance to the dungeon of Panzaren, and as we're going to call it for tonight, as you prepare to enter the dungeon of Panzaren.
Okay.
Everyone, I appreciate you coming along on this adventure. I hope it wasn't too boring for you guys. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment, share on social media, subscribe if you haven't already. Best way to support the channel financially is to go over to Nightwalker's Bazaar, the Printify shop link in the bio, or in the description below. And as always, tell your friends about it, stay hydrated, stay adventurous, and we'll catch you on the flip side.